Imagine standing on a quiet beach in Palomares, Spain in 1966. The gentle Mediterranean waves crash against the shore when suddenly two massive fireballs appear in the sky as a B-52 bomber collides with a refueling plane. Among the wreckage that rains down are 4 hydrogen bombs, each with more explosive power than 70 Hiroshima bombs combined. 3 are found quickly, but the 4th, it disappears into the deep blue sea for 80 days, leaving the world holding its breath like gone freaks waiting for Killua during the Hunter exam. This isn't just a one-off incident. Since the dawn of the nuclear age, at least 50 nuclear weapons have gone missing, never to be recovered. These broken arrows, military jargon for lost nukes, are essentially ticking time bombs of destruction scattered across our oceans and wilderness. Think about it. Right now, while you're watching this video, there are thermonuclear weapons, each capable of obliterating an entire city, lying forgotten somewhere on our planet, or in the hands of bad actors who might possibly be blackmailing governments without our knowledge, like Bane did in Batman. A single lost B-53 bomb contains 9 megatons of destructive power. That's like having all the explosives used in World War II, including both atomic bombs compressed into a package the size of a minivan. And the most terrifying part? No one knows exactly where they all are. During the height of the Cold War, nuclear-armed bombers patrolled the skies 24/7 in an operation called Chrome Dome. The logic was simple. If the Soviets launched a surprise attack, America would always have bombers ready to retaliate, the ultimate insurance policy. But like juggling nitroglycerin while riding a unicycle, accidents were inevitable. At the height of this nuclear arms race, the world's superpowers were adding weapons to their arsenals with the same frequency most people buy groceries, approximately 3 new warheads every day for nearly 40 years. In 1968, a B-52 carrying 4 hydrogen bombs crashed near Thule Air Base in Greenland. The conventional explosives in the bombs detonated upon impact, scattering radioactive plutonium across the ice. After an extensive cleanup, the incident was resolved. But here's the catch: only 3 of the 4 bombs were fully accounted for. Components of the 4th bomb simply vanished. The ocean has also become an unwitting nuclear arsenal. In 1965, an A-4E Skyhawk fighter jet carrying a B-43 nuclear bomb rolled off the USS Ticonderoga aircraft carrier near Japan. The pilot, the plane, and its apocalyptic payload sank 16,000 feet to the ocean floor. That's deeper than the wreck of the Titanic. These aren't isolated incidents. The USS Scorpion submarine mysteriously sank in 1968 with 2 nuclear torpedoes aboard. Their current status? Unknown. The classified nature of these nuclear accidents creates blind spots in our historical understanding. It's like trying to read Epstein files where every 5th page has been redacted, leaving only insignificant fragments of the full story. Tracking down a missing nuke is like combing a continent-sized haystack with a pocket flashlight. You know the needle is there, but the darkness swallows almost everything. Take the 1966 Palomares incident mentioned earlier. The 4th bomb eventually required a submarine named Alvin to descend to 2,550 feet below the surface. When they finally located it, the weapon was teetering on the edge of an underwater ravine. One wrong move, and it would have disappeared forever into the depths, much like searching for a legendary treasure in the Grand Line, only with far more devastating consequences if found by the wrong people. Take the infamous Tybee bomb. In 1958, a B-47 bomber collided with an F-86 fighter jet during a training exercise near Savannah, Georgia. To ensure a safer landing, the bomber crew decided to jettison their cargo, a 7,600-pound Mark 15 nuclear bomb, into the waters of Wassaw Sound. They landed safely, but the bomb still down there, somewhere buried under silt on the coast of Georgia. Where someone has taken it, no one knows. The hunt isn't limited to government agencies. As recently as December 2024, mysterious drone swarms were spotted circling restricted areas in New Jersey for several nights straight. A lot of drone and nuclear experts were speculating that they were searching for potential radioactive signatures after intelligence suggested a smuggled nuclear component might have entered the country. This isn't science fiction, it's happening in our backyard. Search tech has rocketed from clunky Cold War sonar to AI-driven underwater drones that scan the seabed in razor-sharp 3D while sniffing for the faintest magnetic or radioactive whisper. Yet with millions of square kilometers to cover, each lost warhead is still just one pixel on an endless blue canvas. What makes the search even more complex is the secrecy surrounding these incidents. The 1968 Thule crash wasn't officially acknowledged until 1995. That's 27 years of silence. According to declassified documents, at least 8 nuclear weapons disappeared between 1950 and 1968. Let that sink in. These are just the ones we know about. The actual number is potentially much higher. The question that's bogging me personally is if at least 8 nuclear weapons have been lost in 18 years, how many nukes have been lost from 1968 to now? In 57 years. And there are 9 nuclear countries, and we only know about the US. Well, so what happens to a nuclear bomb after half a century on the seafloor? Time doesn't neutralize it, the casing rusts, the wiring decays, yet the plutonium core stays lethal for millennia, turning yesterday's mishap into today's ticking problem. The good news is that an underwater nuclear detonation is virtually impossible without the proper triggering sequence. These weapons have multiple safety mechanisms, like having to enter 6 different passwords to access your email. The bad news, the conventional explosives surrounding the nuclear core can become unstable over time, potentially causing localized but still significant explosions if disturbed. Perhaps even more concerning is the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991, which created a nuclear security nightmare. The film Lord of War of Nicolas Cage was actually a documentary. The post-Soviet chaos was essentially a free-for-all, and I am saying this as a person from a post-Soviet country. During the 1990s, nuclear facilities were left with minimal security and accounting systems broke down. Russian General Alexander Lebed claimed that up to 100 suitcase-sized nuclear devices went missing during this transition, a claim the Kremlin vehemently denies to this day. And to no one's surprise, Alexander Lebed mysteriously died in a helicopter crash. Meanwhile, countries like Pakistan, North Korea, and India have developed their own nuclear programs with varying levels of security protocols, opening up new possibilities for lost weapons. This brings us to a chilling reality. Organized crime, cartels, and terrorist organizations have actively sought nuclear materials. In 2007, the FBI disrupted an attempt by a Russian crime syndicate to sell weapons-grade uranium to Middle Eastern buyers. In 2011, Japanese Yakuza members were caught trying to acquire nuclear material following the Fukushima disaster. These aren't isolated incidents, they're part of a pattern that keeps intelligence agencies up at night. Then there's the environmental concern. Plutonium-239, the key component in many nuclear weapons, has a half-life of 24,000 years. In 2008, researchers sampling the waters around the Thule crash site found that plutonium levels were still 17 times higher than normal. The biggest worry isn't necessarily the bombs we know about, it's the ones that disappeared with little or no documentation. During Operation Chrome Dome, bombers carried weapons over countries including Spain, Morocco, Turkey, and Japan, any of which could unknowingly host a lost nuclear device. It's similar to how the Soviet Union secretly placed nuclear bunkers and command centers throughout Eastern Europe during the Cold War, facilities so well hidden that some weren't discovered until decades after the Soviet Union collapsed. Except instead of abandoned bunkers, we're talking about active weapons that could destroy entire cities. While the probability of these lost weapons suddenly detonating is extremely low, their environmental impact and potential for discovery by malicious actors remain serious concerns. What's truly unsettling is that for every nuclear weapon we know is missing, there might be several more that vanished without public record, silent threats lying in wait at the bottom of oceans or hidden in remote wilderness. So, what do you think? And what about the claims of missing Soviet suitcase nukes? Are they just Cold War paranoia, or could they be in the hands of unknown actors right now? Could one of these weapons suddenly appear on the black market tomorrow? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. More interesting videos are coming up. Please subscribe and hit the like button.